When you are dealing with betrayal and someone close to you betrays you, say this to them that you forgive them for what they have done to you. But how can you forgive them for what they have done to themselves? Stick with me because sometimes people, sometimes people do bad things to others because the greatest betrayals often come from the close people. Like the greatest betrayals are often from those who are very close to us, not someone who is your enemy, but mostly someone who is your friend. And just think about this. Like someone has hit you, you can just forgive them because you may forgive someone who struck you or hit you. But how will they forgive themselves for what they have done? Because you are forgiving them and then you're just out of the picture. But but you cannot rebuild their character. I know people always try to. I know you I understand. As humans, when something like this happens, we try to explain that certain person that whatever you did was wrong, what you are doing to me is wrong, or maybe it's unfair to me, and this and that, and all everything is fine. But why are you being the one explaining to them? Because in the long term, if you think about it, you are safe. You went through a lesson. Now you know people better and you are out of it. It has nothing to do with you. How are they going to forgive themselves of their character? How are they going to receive their own forgiveness? Because greatest betrayal is also something that you give to yourself. And this is how Nietzsche thinks. Because someone who has done you wrong, you can just forgive them and move on, but they have to live with it their entire life. Because these are the people, like, when you think about why someone does wrong, like why someone is taking you for granted, there are according to me, I feel like there are two cases that someone is taking you for granted because they know you're going to be there for them. That is like they are using your kindness against you. Like they understand that you're going to be there and you're going to forgive them. And that's what this is about. This is the first case scenario. And if they are thinking like that, it's okay, fine. You are using my kindness against me. It's okay. I am known for my kindness, and kindness takes strength. But using someone else's kindness, betraying them, doing them wrong, and you understand they are like they are so behind the introspection, and they are so behind. I'm not hating on anyone. I'm just saying they are so behind as to how a human is supposed to think or supposed to be, how your virtue, how your values and morals and ethics are supposed to be. They are so behind that they don't even realize that they are doing someone wrong. And sometimes you are the bigger person. That's why you will think there are only three cases why someone will do you wrong. Maybe they are doing this out of fear, any kind of fear. Maybe they are doing this out of fear. Maybe they are doing this out of confusion. They are doing this out of their own selfish needs. Okay, this is human nature. People do things that they are not proud of. It is completely understandable. But the fact that there are people out there who don't even realize that they are doing someone else wrong, and you not having the empathy to even understand that you are doing wrong, like imagine the level of their mental, like imagine the level of self growth that they are going through. Like you don't even realize that you're not being kind to others. And kindness, like as I said before, kindness requires strength. The thing I was talking about, Nietzsche thinks like, that whenever someone does you wrong, it's okay, you can forgive them. But how are they going to forgive themselves for what they, because when people do wrong, then it's not just that it's between your character development or their character. It's not just that, but it's also about, like, if you think about this collectively, they're gonna do this to others as well. It's not like they did this to only and only you. It's not like they did this personally to you. If they are doing this to you, they will do this to others, and they are gonna do this to everyone they know. And this is how they, every time, suppose if I'm doing something wrong to you and I don't see that I did something wrong to you, but you are on a higher level of your thinking and your consciousness, and you understand that you are being treated wrong, and then you tell me that maybe I don't like this behavior, and I'm like, oh, I don't see this. What I'll do, I'll first play the victim card. I will be like, no, I did not have that intention with you. I'm not trying to hurt you or anything like that. That is my denial, because I cannot stand there and accept the fact that I am doing someone wrong. Why can't I do that? Because doing that will make me think, like, doing that will, I'll hit with this realization that there's something lacking in me, and I am so afraid of thinking that something lacks with me or something is wrong with me. It's not about being wrong, but to understand, to experience growth, to gain knowledge, or to have, like, to gain even money. If you want to if you want to earn money, if you want to earn knowledge, if you want to learn some things, if you want growth, if you want to develop your personality, you have to understand that you are lacking it, right? If I think, like, I know everything, then I'll never learn. I know everything, I will never learn. If I sit here and think that my knowledge is the absolute, like, this is the peak and this is where I am, if I think like that, I will never learn, because there are people out there who are here and even above. There are people out there who are so, like, they have the level of consciousness that they have reached is so great. And if I'll be here in my ego, in my pseudo self, thinking that, oh, nothing's wrong with me, and this and that, if I'm not doing that introspection, in the long term, you were the one who forgave me and you left my life. And I was the one who refused to understand the higher level of thinking, or the level of thinking you were on, and the intentions that you had. Because you telling me that something I did was wrong was only you trying to, trying to, like, it was your good intention. You had good intentions with me. You were just trying to make me understand. Like, for someone who has been hurt, they only have two intentions. One is, if you are a kind person, that is, if first is that you want your person, because they are the one who betrayed you. So you want your person to understand that you are being hurt. And the second one is that you don't want your person to turn into someone who is evil, or someone who turns into someone you don't know. Like, you only have good intentions, because every time you try to talk to someone, or every time you try to make someone understand something, because you want them to understand so that later on they don't do the same mistake. That way, you not only you are you like not only are you protecting your own character, but you are also trying to protect their character and their personality and the, I don't know, whatever. So what I think is, when people like this, like, these people, when they try to deny the fact that they have done you wrong, understand that it doesn't have to do anything with you. Because when I will be the kind of person who will refuse to understand that I am wrong, or refuse to, you know if I will be someone who will refuse to look at my mistakes, if I will refuse to do the introspection that is needed, then I will never grow because there is no growth without introspection. And it is, in fact, you are the one who is gonna leave this person. Like, you get the easier way out. Do you understand? Because imagine being into a kind of person who is like, who has no growth. They might, today you might lose this battle, and today you might be on the losing end, but tomorrow, if you want, that is the best revenge that one can ever have. Because what is the biggest betrayal than never growing, never never reaching at your best potential because you were so stuck on thinking that you were so right and you were not, like, just imagine what is the biggest betrayal. Like, the biggest betrayal in my accordance, and even Dostoevsky said it in his one of his books, that the biggest betrayal is not that you give someone else, but the biggest betrayal is what you do to yourself. And the biggest betrayal is when you betray yourself, because these people are stuck in their cycle, these people are stuck in this thing, in this their bubble and their zone, and they think like everything that they are doing is right. And no matter how many times you try to make them understand, like, see, you don't want, like, I know you want them to understand that how they have affected, their actions have affected you, but I understand that it's not just that you want them to understand this, but the bigger reason that you are trying to talk to them is because you want them to not for, like, not become the kind of person that they are going to be in the future. Because imagine, just think about it. Someone who refuses to um even in exams, when you see, short term example, in exams, when you think you know everything, you refuse to revise, you refuse to understand your mistakes. And in life it's the same. When you do not see your mistakes, when you see, if you don't see your mistakes, you're not going to correct them. If you're not going to correct them, the mistakes are going to be repeated, and you're going to be stuck in the same goddamn cycle, and you will never change. You will, and as a human, the best thing that you can do for yourself is evolve and not stay the same. You are human consciousness. You were, like, in Hindu scriptures, you have to go through so many other different lives, and you have to go through so many life cycles, and then you receive this human consciousness. And you are telling me that you don't want to evolve? Don't you want to be a better person? I don't think there is any better revenge than this, that they themselves, their self is going to be the end of them, and their self is going to be the death of them. So I will ask you again, I will tell you this again. When someone betrays you, say this to them. Say this, that you forgive them for what they did to you. But how will they forgive themselves for what they have become? Thank you.